Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong. Welcome to the back office Teardown Lab. You might have seen an earlier, like literally maybe the video before this on the Casio telly, and it had a dodgy power supply, or at least appeared to be a dodgy power supply. I've sort of decided let's do a little quick video on tearing that down and having a look, because my main idea for this, and it would apply to other electronic devices you have that use these old big bricks, is to open them up and see what's wrong with them, if there is something wrong. But more likely, open them up and gut the electronics or gadgets or transformers in them and replace them with modern equivalents. So there's a lot of power supplies that will fit, well, you could fit probably 10 of them inside a box this big. It would be easier, cooler, and probably safer, frankly, to run them with those. Just be aware though, if you're basically double enclosing them, so there could be a heat issue, but I think you're going to be probably quids in on that. Crikey, look at that. I'm kind of scared now that something's going to be retaining a charge that's going to sort of kill me. Just checking it's not plugged into the mains. It's not a good way, by the way, of depleting charge in things, because you could blow a cap, but knowing that this is kind of broken, I'm not that worried. So let's pop that out. So you can see, for example, that there's loads of room here in this case. So if you just get, for this case, it's in this case, not as in this device, it's a 1 amp 5 volts power supply. So you could get lots of 1 amp 5 volt power supplies. Pretty much your phone with a little plug-in thing is a 1 amp 5 volt power supply. But just having a look here, you've just got your regular transformer, and then which is warm. It's been running. And then you've got a tip 2955, so I'm wondering if that's the culprit here. I mean, you've got a big old cap that looks okay. The symptom of this was, and there's another one actually next to it, there's an L7806. Oh, it could be that too. So you've got an L7806 regulator, that may or may not be dead. And then you've got this big tip 2955, which is probably a rectifier. Or something. I'd have to check that, but I'm not. Well, hang on, you've got big 4 diodes. So the bridge rectifying is being done by those big ass 4 diodes there. So that tip, that L7806 voltage regulator is probably the issue here. And I don't have an L7806, but I probably will try to replace that before I do any more severe mod on this. But that's it. That's quite a good one actually. It is a good power supply to fix, because it sort of is relatively easy to get into. Now, something I've been reading recently, and you'll see if you watch people like the Jam Beta and other people are available in your area. I think I'm putting this in the wrong way round. I think this was upside down. They basically have done fixes on things like Commodore 64s, because the 7805s in their power supplies can fail in a bad way. They do a bad thing, and that blows up the board. Basically, they start putting out too much volts. Yeah, look, I've put it in. That was upside down on the actual proper way. I'm not going to worry about that, because I'm not going to use this right now till I have another look at it. And the problem is when they fail, they kind of blow out your PC or your Commodore 64. So they've got various tricks they've done to build into the regulation side of the circuitry. So you could try that. And I always think it'd be nice to put in like an L7808 or something, or 7807 or whatever the volt drop, and then put an L7805 in, and then you could put a Zener diode on the 5 volts to pull it down to ground via a fuse or something, if you want to be belt and braces. So if you get a failure on that line, it's going to pull it all down, and also that you're splitting the current over a couple of regulators, so you don't have one regulator getting very hot, but you've got 2 that'll be just getting warm. So yeah, that's replaceable and fixable. I'm not too worried about that. Please comment down below if you've done a similar mod. I'd like to hear about that. Like, share, subscribe, and as ever, thank you for watching.